Hey guys, Dr. Watt from Pinecrest Chiropractic. Let's talk about posture and some of the things that patients fear about posture. Now, oftentimes when patients come in and they're worried about their posture, they're worried about developing something like this, right? A hyperkyphosis or a buffalo hump or a downwards hump, or I even just call it the old lady bend, right? Because we've all seen an old lady at the grocery store that has a big, huge curve here. Their head is shifted way far forward, and that curve may be in the thoracic spine and maybe all the way up top of the thoracic spine, even pulling into the cervical spine. And for many of us, this is a scary reality. This could be motivation enough to work on our posture just so we don't look like this. Now, yes, there are biomechanical disadvantages to this, where your head shifted forward, your balance usually drops with that. You're going to have less stability as you age, and those are big problems as we're older and we need to worry about. But to prevent this, we need to start many years before this, right? This starts in our 20s and our 30s and our 40s, how we move then. But there's a couple of different things that can cause this. So let's hit on that first. Where does this come from? There's a bunch of different things that can cause it. Some of them we can control, some of them we cannot. Some of the things that can cause it are things like a Scheuermann's kyphosis. What happens with this is every single one of these vertebrae, which should be nice and rectangular here, turns into a wedge shape. And that wedge shape is on the front, wedging it forward, making every single one of those vertebrae shift forward, and that kyphosis or that curve gets worse. It can happen globally with like that, or we can have what's called a compression fracture. Compression, smush, right? That compression fracture is when that vertebra, same thing, goes from being a vertical rectangle to smush forward on that front side, causing a big shift forward again. That can happen in the thoracic, that can happen in lumbar, and can happen in cervical, but significantly less common. When that happens in that thoracic, that can create that big curve and that shift forward. These two, there's not a ton of things that you can do to prevent this. Yes, you can prevent some of the compression fractures by working and preventing things like osteoporosis and things like that. Other things that can cause that same type of poor posture, these things that we're looking at here, things can be like your posture on your day-to-day basis. Our bones are alive. They adapt to what we do with them. And so if we every single day train them to be hunched forward, your bones are going to start to look like that. When providers look on your x-rays and look for things like arthritis or talk about osteoarthritis, many of those things are prevented just by moving appropriately, right? And so we talk through lots of posture things in our office, but to prevent this, a couple basic things that you need to do. One is to have good posture now, because what we do now impacts what we do in the future. Two is going to be consistent exercise through full ranges of motion, whether that is things like running or lifting or both and a mixture of, or whatever you find enjoyable for exercise. Consistently doing those things now are going to keep these joints healthy and happy and moving well. Another big thing that you can do that's going to overlap both of those is going to be to get adjusted consistently. That consistent adjustment helps remove any sort of subluxation or restriction in those joints and keeps them moving appropriately. We keep talking about that habit of poor posture. Adjustments are going to help correct that to keep you on track. It's going to help you realize, oh, my head is shifted way far forward. I need to work on bringing it back. It does that through a process called proprioception. And we talk about that in a lot of our videos here, but proprioception is your body's ability to know where it's at in space. Most of the time when you meet the little old lady in the grocery store, she doesn't even realize that she stands like this. But if we have awareness of that now, we can prevent those things. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a better picture of these big scary things that we fear and talk about that are in our future, and some action steps on how to prevent those. But if you want to know more specifically on how we can prevent that for you in your case or you and your family, come on in. Let's chat about it.